Hello, I'm Dr. Jim Taylor, and welcome to Prime Sport Alert. This segment of Prime Sport Alert involves an interview an Australian sports magazine conducted with me about the role of mental preparation for sport. First question, which strategies have you identified as most beneficial to maximizing sports performance? Well, the single most effective strategy I found for dealing with the physical and mental challenges of sport is preparation. There's simply no substitute. When I work with athletes who have a specific competitive goal, I want them to be able to say to themselves when they get to the start, I'm as prepared as I can be to achieve my goals. Not only does this quality preparation ensure that you'll be up to the physical demands of the sport, but just as importantly, you'll have developed the tools to handle the mental demands of the competition as well. Next question, how relevant is personality to selection of strategy and method used in sport? Well, personality is a rather amorphous quality. We can't change personality, and there's even some question about whether we all have a unique entity called a personality. At the same time, most of us naturally adopt training and race strategies that fit our personality. For example, some of us like to train alone, while others like to be part of a group. Some like to be alone before a competition to focus on their preparations, while others like to socialize to keep their minds off of the competition and stay relaxed. Overall, though, I focus more on psychological attributes, for example, motivation, confidence, intensity, focus, and emotions, and mental tools than personality, because psychological attributes and mental skills are within athletes' control. Next question, what is the value of intrinsic motivation, and how does it work? Intrinsic motivation for most athletes should be the only reason to be out there. Now, for Olympic and professional athletes, extrinsic motivation in the form of money and fame can help a little, but even those athletes, what ultimately drives them comes from deep inside. Parents often provide extrinsic motivation for young athletes, and this external push can range from helpful to destructive. Ultimately, for most athletes, they should be out there competing because they simply love the sport, enjoy the challenges, and gain fulfillment from working hard and achieving their goals. Next question, what have you discovered works best for managing emotions? Sports bring out the most powerful emotions. These emotions can range from very negative, for example, anger, frustration, and despair, to very positive, for example, inspiration, pride, and excitement. The first thing is to accept that all emotions are normal and healthy parts of the sports experience. Second, to explore the causes of the emotions. I believe that all emotions, especially negative ones, tell us something about what's going on in our lives. We should consider those competitive emotions after the event and examine what they mean to us. During competitions, emotions can tell us something about how we're doing it at that point. Next question, how can athletes prevent the drive to succeed to lead to overtraining and burnout? I often work with athletes who are incredibly motivated. Too far or too hard isn't far or hard enough. And recovery, well, that's just for wimps. Ultimately, these athletes often end up injured or burned out. To combat these attitudes, you must realize and accept that rest and recovery are essential parts of training. I encourage mandatory rest days, required time away from sport followed by after a big competition, and very importantly, for athletes to listen to their body. When you're usually very motivated, but on any given day you feel tired and sluggish, you'll gain more from taking the day off or doing a very light workout than trying to grind through a really hard workout. Next question, how often do athletes overthink a situation? Certainly some athletes do have a tendency to overthink, and that can hurt them, but only of a certain kind of overthinking. The danger of overthinking is when thinking shifts from process, that is, what can I do to maximize my performance, to outcome. What if I win, what if I lose, or don't finish, or get beat by a competitor? Overthinking about outcome causes anxiety, distraction, and doubt, all of which will, of course, hurt your performances. When it comes to dealing with failures or past defeats, the next question is, what is the key to remember? It's simple. Lessons learned. When you've had a bad competition, it's natural to be disappointed, but staying that way will only prevent you from overcoming the failure in the future. After a day or two, hopefully the bad feelings will pass, and then you can ask yourself, what went wrong? With that knowledge, you can make changes in your training and competitive tactics so you don't make the same mistakes again and get that same negative result. Next question. Do you have a preferred method for dealing with distractions? There are several ways to deal with distractions. But first, you have to understand how they work. Distractions usually come from a worry or a concern you have, whether the conditions, a rival competitor, or a problem you've had in the past. Also, you can't just not think about a distraction. Try not thinking about a pink elephant. First, if the distraction is the problem you have, find a solution. Problem solved, no more distraction. Second, find something else to focus on rather than the distraction. So think about a blue hippo. We as humans can't focus on more things at once at a time. So if you're thinking about a blue hippo, you're not thinking about a pink elephant. Next question, what are the top barriers to performance, and can you list the constructive counterparts? Okay, here goes. Number 1, low motivation in training. Solution, finding a deep reason to want to work hard and prepare well. Number 2, lack of confidence. Solution, quality preparation, exposure to adversity, seeing progress in your training, support from others, positive self-talk, and then training and competitive success. Number 3, anxiety. Solution, relaxation techniques, deep breathing, music, having fun, and focusing on the process rather than the outcome. Number 4, distractions. Solution, mental imagery, keywords, reminders written on your equipment. Number 5, negative emotions. Solution, understand where the emotions are coming from, connect with positive emotions related to why you're training and competing, and to look to others for inspiration. Number 6, pain. Solution, use pain as information to make changes. Connect pain with positive thoughts. For example, this means I'm working hard toward my goals. And connect the pain to positive emotions, pride, and inspiration. Number 7, poor preparation. Solution, quality coaching, a structured training program, and training with others. Number 8, injuries. Solution, get diagnosed soon and correctly. Stick with your rehab program no matter how good you feel. Think long term and be patient. Number 9, overtraining. The solution, mandatory rest days, periodized training, and listening to your body. Final question, can you tell us about the power of Prime and how it can help athletes and other people experience more joy and better results from their athletic experiences? The power of Prime is a concept that I developed that is the foundation of my work with high achievers in sport, business, and the performing arts. It involves 3 essential ideas. First, prime performance, which I see as very different from the popular goal of peak performance. I define prime performance as performing at a consistently high level under the most challenging conditions. Second, well-being, which involves achieving 3 states: physical health, life balance, and happiness. After a life of high achievement in sports and business and a work focus in helping people reach their highest levels of success, I've learned that success without well-being isn't success at all. Much of my work now is about helping people find both success and well-being. Finally, change, which lies at the heart of all efforts toward achieving success and well-being. I've developed a model for how people can change and a process for encouraging them to change. I'm Dr. Jim Taylor for Prime Sport Alert.